Hi, everyone. I'm going to give everyone a chance to join in as I promised that I would go live after I was on the Master Manifestors channel yesterday. So I promised to go live to answer some questions. So we're just going to give everyone a chance to join. And we're going to be discussing living as God's self, living as source, understanding that the power is within you and not outside of you. So I'll wait till everyone join and then we'll get started. And I got a few questions that I'm going to answer. And if you are new here, my name is Ty. I am the Manifestation Goddess. I am a manifestation mentor, energy alchemist, spiritual oracle, all of the things, modern day ascended master. And I teach manifestation. Hi, Israel. I teach manifestation more so as a byproduct of living from your God state. So once I used to truly manifest, like thinking, creating that way, but once I truly started embodying myself as God, as the creator, I realized my manifestations were just a byproduct of that. So we're going to be discussing that today. So I'm just going to give people a chance to join in. And this is my second live on YouTube. Like, I don't really go live on YouTube. I create videos, but I don't go live. But I'm going to get used to it. So bear with me. Bear with me. And I did get some, thank you. Let me see. I did get some questions also from the post that I just made, welcoming my new subscribers. So also, I want to thank you to all my new subscribers. It's beautiful to have you here. To all the OGs that's been here since the beginning, we are getting it. So I know y'all not used to seeing my face, but here it is. So we're going to talk about some questions that I got. Thank you. I'm not even nervous. I don't know. Like, I don't know why going live is just not really been a thing. Sometimes I'll go live on Instagram, and that's very, very rare. I did in the summer a lot when I would do meditation. So I might do more of those. Like, I'm big on meditation, so I'll do a lot of meditations live, like on Instagram. But we can talk chat here. I actually love my YouTube family. Thank you. Thank you. So, Israel, I'm gonna start with your question because I know I got some other questions on the post and I want to wait till they join so I can answer their questions. Oh, yeah. So, oops, how to properly detach. So, for me, what I realized, detachment is not disassociate. And I feel like a lot of people tend to think that detachment means that you're disassociating from reality, like, oh, I don't care about this, I don't care about that. And that's not what it is, at least not for me. It's being neutral, it's understanding that you are source. So, that thing outside of you is not above you. So when you detach from it, you're releasing it. So you're surrendering to yourself as God and detaching from the outcome of that thing. So it's not saying that you're disassociated from reality, like you don't care. It's actually the opposite. It's like you know yourself as source, so you're not attached to the outcome of said thing. Like, you know that it always works out. I feel like what helped me really detach was think about not just your situation now, but every situation that has happened before. It has worked out 100% of the time. If you are still here, you are still breathing, it means it has worked out 100% of the time. So you need to just let it go. I feel like we tend to want to control things, and that's why we have a hard time detaching. For me, I used to be the same way. It's like I would think, if I'm not thinking about this thing or I'm not trying to control the outcome, then it means I don't care. And it's literally the opposite. When you detach from it, that means you're surrendering to the flow of letting it come to you. So I hope that makes sense. Once you detach from it, it's like you're now surrendering that to your God self to bring it to you in the easiest and best way possible. Because I feel like when we are attached to things, we tend to want to control the outcome. We tend to want to think about how is this going to come to me and try to control our reality. And you're actually just creating more resistance to allowing it to just flow to you if you just surrender to it. And just surrender, let go of the outcome and let it come to you, let it flow through you. So I hope that helps. Girl, it's 301 for me. It's not early. And I waited for you, Princess, to make sure I could get your question. Israel, I hope that helps. So, what you do when you detach, you just surrender to yourself as God. I feel like attaching to things makes us try to control how it's going to get to us, and that causes a lot of resistance. I feel like detachment equals non resistance. That's literally the best way to describe it. Like, if you're detached from it, that means you're no longer resisting how it can come to you. Let's see. Okay, next question is, I would love to hear more about your perspective on money, specifically how it's created. Okay, so one, it's not about how, we're going to say that. My perspective on money, if you was on Livy's live, is pretty much the same. It's everything is energy. From these plants are energy, these books are energy, and money is energy. And if you really view things as just simply energy and you're also energy, nothing is separate from you. And coming from someone who was struggling with money, knowing that I was homeless, didn't have a job, didn't have a car for 6 months, once I realized that money is literally just energy and you can learn how to control that energy truly, and it's not even hard. That's the biggest thing. When you are wanting to manifest something, say that you calling in money, all you have to do is set an intention. And I feel like this is what I wanted to touch on. Sometimes we make it so difficult because it's so easy. It's like our brain has a hard time understanding that it's just that simple. Setting your intention and detaching from the outcome. Don't think of, oh, I have to get money in my business. Oh, I'm expecting a refund. It's like you're thinking of all these hows. When you just detach from it and just have that intention, like my intention is to attract more money and surrender to the outcome of how that may come. It may not look like how you think it's going to look like. And a lot of the times it just doesn't. And what I did touch on for me, which is fun, again, I am very mystical, magical. I like to play with energy. That's my thing. So when I manifested like a really large sum of money, this is what I specifically did. And a download had came to me in a dream because I tend to get a lot of my downloads in dreams. I'm also clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient. So I get a lot of visions, like I hear audio, like all of that things. But the download I got into the dream was, you need to truly understand oneness. I feel like we talk about oneness, our connection to God as a concept, but so few of us truly understand what it means to be oneness. And oneness means I'm not separate from you, you're not separate from me, I'm not separate from this plan, I'm not separate from money. So, what you can do, or the next person. So, what I did was I just thought about someone that I know has a lot of money. Like you can say Rihanna, anyone, someone who I know has a lot of money. And I'm like, if we are technically connected, I can tap into their energy. And I did this in meditation. I just set the intention that, okay, I am one with all. I'm one with all. And what they have, I have. We are sharing our energies. And that is really how I manifested a large amount of money. And again, you're going to have to do what speaks to you. I feel like that's another thing because my medium that source speaks to me is through meditation, it's through books, it's through lyrics. So whatever the source or the medium is for you, that is what you're going to need to tap into. So I would say sit with yourself and realize, how is it that you connect to source? Do you connect to source through videos, through music, whatever that is? And once you sit with that long enough, the downloads on how you need to move, the next intentional action that you need to take is going to come to you. I feel like don't force action. If it does not feel right, it means it's not the action that you need to be taking. No problem. Let me see the next question. Oh, hey, Miracle. Of course you could be here. Oh, Larry, you said move out of your parents' house to get a real job. What I would go is to, oh, we all know this. Go to the end of creation. I wouldn't even necessarily say get a real job. I would go to the end of creation of you already being out of your parents' house and let how that happens naturally unfold. Okay, so now let me get to some of the questions that I had got online. Oh, I wanted to talk about understanding your power and not being afraid of it. I feel like we talk a lot about like devil, heaven, hell, God. And for me, the only devil is fear itself. I feel like fear will trick you into believing worst case scenarios. Fear will trick you into believing that you cannot do it. So if you really want to change your life and understand yourself as God, you have to release the fear. Your power is nothing to be fearful about. I feel like that is your God given right, your birthright to exercise your power as God. So releasing that fear is going to be huge. And whatever you need to do, and again, this is 3D, everyone goes through it. So you have to take baby steps. I feel like if you find yourself feeling the fear or fear coming up, take a step back. What I do is, this is what we're going to do. Take a deep breath like this. Sometimes when you realize you can just breathe, you allow yourself to be in your body. I feel like that is one thing of understanding your power is allowing yourself to be in your body and do not let fear control you. That is truly the only devil that I feel like exists in the 3D is fear, because fear is tricky. It will literally tell you the worst case scenarios. And when I do that, if I'm ever finding myself going worst case scenario, I just combat that with something positive. Like, what is the best case scenario? Because we only live in best case scenarios. Like, it's worked out 100% of the time. So this fear is not going to hurt me this time. Like, it's literally a trick. When I think about fear, like, oh, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. Has that ever actually happened? And if it did you ever not make it through it? Yeah, you're here, so you did make it through it. So don't listen to that fear. Let me see. Let's see. Oh, how did I manifest my home? I did do I want to say, did I visualize? And I'm a big visualizer, so I want to say yes. I don't think I ever visualized myself like a or anything like that. But what I did do is I did visualize myself putting the key in the door. That was one thing that I would keep on a loop, is just putting the key in the door. And Princess, I want to say, don't give up. If I could get my place after I heard no a million times and the same place told me no 3 times in 24 hours just to come back and say yes with no explanation, 6 months off, you can wield your power. That's the thing. I feel like 3D tries to trick us so much because it has to be convincing that you are not in control, and you are. You're literally in control by setting your intention and allow that to unfold magically. Like, that's going to be the best advice I can give you. Allow the magic in, allow the miracles in. Do not think of, oh, well, this can't happen. If it's happening to somebody right now, it can definitely happen to you. So how does manifesting work when you're wanting to master a skill set being? Oh, Pink, I love that question because I have actually started trading options. So, what I would do, again, I feel like when we are manifesting, and because we are spiritual beings, but it having a human experience, I feel like a lot of our experiences tend to have a bridge of incidents. So, whatever the natural step is for you, when I was doing it, I knew I wanted to trade options. So somehow I met someone who was already trading options. They're like, oh, well, I just started doing this. Like, I got a free class if you want to take it. They gave me the password to their class. I feel like once you set that intention, let things unfold magically, because once you have set that intention, it's going to manifest. That is number 2 key for me. Like, whatever you have chosen to do, it's going to manifest. It literally has no other option. But you cannot keep changing your mind. That's going to be the thing. If you change your mind, the universe now has to rearrange to what you're deciding now. So stick with it and stick with it again. So choose and choose again and keep choosing. How do you go to the end? The easiest way to go to the end to me is going past the end. So, whatever you're desiring to experience, say that you want a new car, you need a new car, whatever the case may be. I will see myself driving to the store. That means I already been in my car for a minute, and going to run an errand is a natural thing for me to do if I had a car. How do you feel about multiple manifesting multiple things at once? I feel like it's fine, But again, it has to do with your state. So if you're not in a state where you can feel like you can manifest multiple things at once, then it's not going to work for you because you don't have that belief. So I think you can do it. I do it all the time, but it really does depend on your state. Oh, and attracting your SP back. God, I love an SP. Let them go. That's going to be a detached, as we talked about earlier in this live. Detach from your SP and they're going to come back. First of all, they always come back. That's one thing that cracks me up. They literally always come back. It doesn't matter how much time has passed, they always come back. So detach and they'll be back. Yeah, and you can visualize. I used to do that with my SP when I'm gonna tell you that. So when I was manifesting my new place, I'm moving from this beautiful place to another place, but I would visualize me and my SP in this place, like us drinking tea, like what we would do in our morning routine. And that's technically how he came back. But now I got my place and I don't want the SP. So I would say it works. I got both places, I got both things. Before Yep, surrender, and that's going to be the thing. I feel like you're going to have to just keep reminding yourself. Hey, Lisa. Yes, I'm going live. Could you explain what you believe detachment means? Oh, we kind of touched on that earlier. And pretty much what I believe detachment means is surrender. And I feel like when we are attached to things, we have a lot of resistance to allowing in. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but we're trying to control the outcome so much that it's causing so much resistance. But when you detach, you're now in surrender mode. You're now in trust mode. You're now allowing God to deliver said thing to you in the most magical, easy way possible. I feel like we tend to create a lot of resistance. If you detach and allow it to flow to you, it's going to be in the most easiest way. It's going to be the path of least resistance. I feel like that's another thing. If you want to manifest for the path of least resistance, you're going to have to detach, because if you're attached to the thing, you're creating resistance to it. I had some more questions, so let me see what I had. We talked about detachment. We talked about feeling comfortable in your power. Oh, the wealth question. I feel like we kind of talk about that a lot, but the thing is, again, it's knowing yourself as source. Do not see anything outside of you. Anything. Like, do not see, huh? Oh, no, it's okay, Lisa. Like, do not see anything outside of you. I feel like we tend to see, okay, so everything is energy. And for whatever reason, we tend to see money as a separate energy or a separate entity than us. And I feel like once you start understanding that you and money are the same frequency of God, it becomes so much easier. And I say that as someone who literally struggled. I feel like I can literally say how much money I want to manifest in a day and it will happen. I have no resistance to it because I understand that me and money are not two separate things. We're literally one of the same frequency. And I feel like these concepts are so elementary, but we have such a hard time grasping them. I feel like if you just say, okay, I'm the same as money, that sounds simple, right? But for whatever reason, our brain does not understand that concept. It's like our brain is like, that can't be true. Like, let me start doing all this computing and try to figure it out. So what I do, because I do a lot of subconscious reprogramming, is that you have to find a back door to your mind. Like, our conscious mind is usually what's manifesting because it's on the forefront. Like, so what we have to do is find a back door to the subconscious mind to make those subconscious thoughts conscious thoughts. So I hope that makes sense. So those subconscious thoughts that we want to manifest, we need to make them conscious thoughts. And the only way you're going to do that is continuing to practice. I feel like that's the biggest thing. I can say all of these things, but until you practice them yourself, as someone who had to practice them themselves, it's not going to feel true to you until you practice these concepts. So whatever that means for you, if you need to script it down, do that. If you need to place subliminals, until you trick your brain long enough, like I said, if it's false, if you continue to persist, it's going to be true. So if you trick your brain, you continue to repeat these same thoughts to yourself over and over and over again, it will become your conscious thoughts. And you could think about this from a child growing up, like a baby, like they don't know anything. So we're teaching them, we're programming them. So that's what you have to do now to yourself as an adult. And it's a lot more difficult as an adult than to do it as a child, but it takes time. Oh, Princess, I love this. Meditation is like my favorite thing to talk about. When I started with meditation, I did start with guided meditation because, I mean, if you don't know anything about meditation, I feel like it helps. But now when I meditate, I tend to either listen to frequency sounds or just sit in silence because I feel like that connection to source is so important. Excuse me, as I mentioned before, I feel like manifestation is simply a byproduct of understanding yourself as source, understanding yourself as God, understanding that you and our Father are one, understanding that we are all connected. And I feel like until you get that concept, manifestation can feel like work. And I feel like that's the worst part is when manifestation becomes to feel like work to you. That means you need to take a step back on how you're approaching it because manifestation should be fun. Creating should be fun. Choosing the reality you want to desire in, you want to bask in, that should be fun. Like, don't make manifestation work. I feel like if you're new to my channel, if you read my description, I'm all about playing fun. Now, once you're in the energy of play, I feel like that tells the universe, like, oh, this person is playing, this person likes to have fun. Let's give them more things to have fun with. Mm. Yeah, I feel like honestly, I feel like law of attraction was more fun to me. Like I feel like because it keeps you in a state like you're understanding that this state that I'm in, this happy state that I'm in, is attracting more things. But I combine both the law of attraction and the law of assumption. So I live all the way at the end of my creation and I'm having fun in the journey. That's going to be the biggest thing. If you're living at the end of creation, but you know that you're on this journey, we all know time is an illusion, but we do experience time in this 3D reality. That's really the only way our human brains can conceptualize everything. So if you are trying to get to point B, which is the end of creation, and you're all the way in the middle, have fun in the middle part. That way, while you're having your fun in the middle part, you can get a lot of fun side quests. That's my biggest thing. I love me a good side quest. Like on my way to this thing, give me a fun side quest. It says, how we suggest somebody. I feel like trusting that takes time like everything else. I feel like you don't have to force yourself into doing anything you're not ready for. If you don't feel like you're at the state where you can just freely trust people, by no means do that. Let people prove that they're trustworthy to you. I've been there. I feel like as a giver, I feel like as a retired people pleaser, I naturally just trust people. And sometimes you have to be more mindful. I feel like you have to protect your energy. There are truly energy vampires out there, and you have to protect your energy. Good job. I love to hear that, princess. Oh, I just manifested a trip to Milan. Isn't that crazy? It's so funny because I had it on my bucket list. And I think the day that it manifested, I had just said I had did some EFT tapping. That's another thing. If you want nervous system regulation, do some EFT tapping. And I tend to EFT tap on what I want to experience. I know a lot of times when people EFT tap, they're like releasing something, but when I do, I just say like I'm extremely spoiled by God in the universe, and I just continue to tap on those things. Like I'm extremely spoiled by God in the universe. Like God loves me. I am God. Like I EFT tap on that. And the day I had was EFT tapping on being extremely spoiled by God in the universe. One of my colleagues had mentioned that we have a project in Milan and asked me if I was open to going. I'm like, look at God, just simple, all expenses paid. Yes, girl, I have Italy has my heart. I actually found out my grandfather is Sicilian, but I never met him. So I'm like, Italy been having my heart. Now it really has my heart. Let's see. See if I missed anything. Yes, I would say make sure when you're understanding yourself as source, because that's really what this live is all about, is understanding yourself as source, as God. Allow yourself as God to speak to you in a way that you're going to receive it. Because for me, I know that books are my one of my biggest mediums. But if you're not a reader, that's not how God is going to give you those downloads. Like stick to what resonates with you. That is the biggest thing. Like I can give you all the tips and tricks, but you're really going to have to find what resonates with you. And if you are really kind of new or feeling yourself stuck, I would say I like to do, what is it called? I don't even know if it's called scripting. I don't know what it's called. I can't remember. Maybe ghostwriting. But I just like to write whatever comes to my mind. Like I have no rhyme or reason on what I'm writing. Just whatever is coming to my brain, I'm just writing it down. It doesn't have to make sense, but it really does help regulate your nervous system to get those thoughts out. But like we cannot make manifestation a job. It's not. It's fun. It's to be played with. It's to just don't make it a job. I feel like if you are struggling, then you are having a lot of resistance. Sorry, that was bothering me. If you are really finding that manifestation is feeling like a chore to you, that means there's a lot of resistance there, and you need to find another way to regulate your nervous system. Don't I'm gonna say give up manifestation, but you really can't do it. I feel like we're always manifesting, but what you can do is give your nervous system a break. Find a way to regulate your nervous system. It does not have to be meditation if that's not what you do, but you can go on a walk with nature. You can ground yourself. You can do some breathing. You can do some reading. You can do some journaling. Just do something to regulate your nervous system before you try to hop into manifesting and it feels like a job to you. Oh yeah, that's what it's called, automatic writing. I love it. But I have terrible handwriting, so I can never read it back. How do you how would you EFT tap to release fear? Okay, I love it. So we can do a quick one. I would just do this. You always start with your karate chop. And I would say, I am powerful. I am infinite. I am love. Because the opposite of fear is love. So I wouldn't even mention fear when I'm EFT tapping because fear is irrelevant. It's obsolete. We don't entertain what we don't want to experience. That's what I'm going to say. We do not entertain what we do not want to experience. Some people would mention fear as they're tapping, but I wouldn't because I'm not giving it any of my attention. I'm only going to talk about love. I'm only going to EFT tap on what I want to experience. And EFT tapping, I'm going to tell y'all now, if y'all new to it, it is a big nervous system regulation. So if you find yourself crying after or the next day, it's normal. Like your body's getting adjusted. When I started, I used to cry so much the next day. It was a lot. But now I'm at the point where because I release the need for anything, I feel like now I'm at the point when I EFT tap that I just feel amazing after. Like the next day's even more amazing. So yeah, EFT tapping is underrated. I love it. Love it so much. If y'all want to, I do Brad Yates YouTube. I love his EFT tapping. But what I do whenever I'm tapping, like say that I'm following along with one of those guides, then what I do is I just say what I want to experience. Like they can say something and I'll just say it in a way that resonates with my body. You feel so emo today? That is weird. But whatever container you're in after that live, because I feel like I've gotten so many messages and I'm so grateful for y'all. I've gotten so many messages on what the live did for you. And it's like, I feel like collectively, us goddesses coming together, like we literally raised our vibration. That is why I love the power of synergy. I'm all about synergy, meaning that when two minds come together, magic. It's magic. So yes. Yes, Lisa, his voice is so calm and his meditations, I love his meditations, his guided visualizations. I do those when I first wake up. I usually fall back to sleep, but I'm good. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, y'all, let me know if y'all have any more questions or I'm going to have to go. And if you missed the intro, I do have a stand store. I do have ways you can work with me. I do have digital products that I've created myself to help you get through. There's one that I love. It's called Because I Said So. So that's just commanding reality. It's like everything you want is because you said so. Point blank, period. Reality is what you want it to be because you said so. Princess, it's fine. I got time. I mean, I got a few more minutes before I pick up my baby, but what's another question? Ooh, how would you manifest paying your car from a large lump sum? I should manifest that with you because I don't think I thought about when to do it. I would go to the end of it being paid off. I would feel like, how would you feel if it was paid off? Would you feel, I'm sure you will feel more relaxed knowing that you don't have to make another payment the next month. That's usually how you feel. Think of something that you've paid off before and how did you feel the following month and go to that feeling. Like, don't go to the end of it being paid off, but how did you feel the month after you paid something off? And go to that feeling. Did that help? Let me know. So if I say, I've paid out cars before, so it was always a relief. I feel like the next month I will always take a deep breath, like, I don't have to make a payment this month. Thank God. Gratitude. Say thank God. Ooh, that's good. Student girl, good for you with that student debt. But yes, just go to the month after and see yourself not having to make that payment. What are you gonna do with that money? What are you gonna do with the extra money now? Oh, girl. Yeah, don't worry about them car payments. But yeah, just go to how are you going to feel the month you don't have to make your car payment? Say the day came and this is the day you make your car payment on. It's like, oh, I don't have to make this payment. What I'm about to do? What I'm going to buy? Where am I going to invest this extra money? If you're going to pop a bottle, go buy a bottle and pop it now. Yeah, I know y'all who was on the live yesterday. That's how I manifested my SP showing up at my door. I popped the bottle and I don't even drink, but I knew he drank. So it's like we would be celebrating. Like I will pop this bottle, I will pour his wine, and I will pour me some apple cider. So boom. Is the end the same as state? No. So living in the end causes a state, if that makes sense. So if you're at the end of creation, you're going to think of what state would you be in at the end of creation? Would you be joyful? Would you be blissful? Would you be relaxed? Would you be chill? That is what state means. Like, what is your embodiment? What is the feeling that you are embodying at the end of that creation? Oh, hey, confirmation. My signs lately has been 47 and 74, mirror numbers, and it's been hitting. Girl, if you're thinking about it, that is an inspired action you need to take. What you thinking for? Go do it. Like if it came to your mind, that is God saying, do this, so do it. Thank you, Israel. Okay, y'all, but it's 3:30 for me. I gotta go pick up my baby. So thank you. This was fun. And again, if you want to work with me, you know where my stand store is. I'm always here. You can also always send me an email. This is my passion. This is me living in my passion. So please don't hesitate to ever reach out to me, whether you're paying or not. If I can help you, I am here to help. And as always, I'm happy, I'm blessed, I'm free. Yahweh, bye.